Fantastic women that I absolutely love to walk with. They're brutally honest with me, which is what I want them to be. Like, I don't want anybody around me that's going to fluff it over and flatter me. I've had enough years of that. I need someone that's going to tell me like it is. And as a matter of fact, I have this one lady who is brutally honest with me. And last Saturday she sent me a text and she said, okay, you can do with whatever you want with this. But I feel like you are too distracted and too busy. And you're trying to ignore what's coming, and it's not going to do you any good because that Saturday is still coming and you're not going to be prepared. So it's either you that's allowing yourself to be distracted or Satan is using it to keep you from focusing on what God wants you to say. And I'm like, what? And she's like, you need to do a people fast. And so I had a meeting last Saturday morning, so after the meeting I had this, and this I had to do, and I cut it off. And this week I called my daughter, I said, because I usually go see my grandkids, that's the joy of my life right now. That's God's gift for not killing your kids. Really? That is. So I always go see them whenever every chance I get, I'm with them. And I said, now you're not going to see me much this week. I have to do a people fast. And she's like, what? Anyway, I did that because I took that word because I knew it was from God, not from her, but she was just being obedient. And these are the kind of women that I walk with today. And these are the kind of women that I would encourage you to walk with today. And often today, we have women out in the world today, and we're known, I hate to say this, if you're shocked at this, bear with me, we can be very catty. No? We're very jealous. Someone's excelling and doing better. That causes jealousy in us. We don't like that. We're very gossipy. And, you know, I don't want to be known for that. I don't want you guys to be known for that. There's enough of that going on. I believe that we can have relationships that can change that mentality of the way people think. I really do. And I think that they can be built in groups like this. I want to be real today, and I want to venture to say that in this room, there's probably stories of betrayal. There's stories of abuse. There's stories of hurt and illness. And there's a lot of stories that are unheard. And I believe that we need each other as ladies to walk together. There's a few things that I've learned over the last, I don't know everything about forgiveness, I'll go on record as saying that. Let me tell you, and I'm still walking it. But there are a few things that I've learned about forgiveness. And I am coming to a close. It's not easy to forgive, and you'll never hear me say that it was. I wouldn't have and couldn't have forgiven if God had not forgiven me first and helped me walk the path. If He had not helped me walk this path, I couldn't have done it. Because in the flesh, the person that I was, I wouldn't have even considered. Matter of fact, I know that I've said in the past, I couldn't forgive that. I couldn't have forgiven it. It's only God in me that would cause me to do that. So it's not about me. And He placed people in my life that helped me. Forgiveness for me anyway, this is another thing that I learned, was not a single act, but a process. It was a path that I had to walk day by day with God, and I continue to walk it daily. I've learned that you can't wait until you're ready to forgive. You do it because mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually, it's the healthy thing to do. Take my word for it. It's not healthy to carry it around with you. It'll cause, I believe that there are actually statistics that prove that to carry it around causes physical illness. I stand to be corrected on that, but I do believe I read. How can I not forgive little when God has forgiven me so much, huge gift that I owe Him? Another thing that I've learned is that it has nothing to do with the transgressor. Got nothing to do with the person that's done something against you or me. Because it has to do with me. Don't wait for someone to ask you for forgiveness. Do it. Just do it. Because it may never happen. Do it because you want to be whole and you want to let God take the bad and turn it into good. Do it for you. Forgiving someone does not excuse them. That's another thing that I learned. It doesn't excuse them or deny that they have done something wrong. I've also learned that one event in a person's life does not define who they are. People mess up. I mess up. That doesn't define who I am. I blow it, but it doesn't define who I am. I've learned that I can face whatever's in front of me if I walk with God and keep my eyes on Jesus. I've learned that I don't have the luxury to be judgmental. I've learned to be more compassionate and understanding to people and love people. I've learned that everyone has a story and that no one is exempt. And I've also just learned that I messed up my iPad. I do not believe in forgiving and forgetting. Didn't they say that to you? Just forgive and forget. I don't believe in that. Do you know why I don't believe in that? Because for me, it's in the remembering that I forgive. Do you get that? Do you understand what I'm saying? It's in the remembering that I know that I have forgiven. And can I just say to you, if you're walking down an aisle at Walmart or Food Basic or Independent, and you see someone there that done you wrong and you think you've forgiven them, but you whip around real quick and you go the other direction, you haven't forgiven them. No, you probably should go back to God and say, I don't think I've forgiven them. I know that I do not have the power to forgive, but the Holy Spirit in me does. I walk in forgiveness today because I have the best example, and that's Jesus Christ, because He forgave me. I don't know if you haven't felt that forgiveness, but it's awesome. I thank God for my family and the friends that are in my life that have prayed for me over the years and that are actually praying for me this morning, people who could not be here. It just amazed me this week, the phone calls I got from Newfoundland, from PEI, people I haven't even heard from in years. I couldn't believe it, the encouragement. And I just felt this overwhelming prayer covering. And I thank God for those people. And you know what? Most of all, I thank God that He loved me enough that He wasn't willing to leave me where I was doing all the good things that I thought I should have been doing. But He was willing to dig up the dirt and the stinkiness around me, to fix up my rotten attitudes and the wrong things that were in my life. And He loved me enough to throw some stinky dung in on me and straighten me up a little bit so I could see what reality is really like and what He wanted me to see. I thank God for my husband that I've just celebrated 28 years with. I'm not sure if we're supposed to take off the 6 months that we were separated. I don't think we will. I've learned that not everything that's broken needs to be replaced. Some things just need to be worked on and fixed. Our family dynamic is stronger today than it ever has been. You can ask my kids that. They'll tell you. 2 weeks ago, I had the privilege, if you want to call it, to be in a Mud Hero obstacle race. And let me tell you, I was muddy. And I will do it again in a second. But I had, my 2 daughters were there with their friends. I had 3 nieces that were with me. And I had one niece that was having a hard time. And I waited for her because to me it wasn't about getting to the finish line first, but it was about getting there. And so I waited for her, and I took my time because I knew she was struggling. And when we went through some things, we helped each other, and I helped her. If she needed me, if I was there, when she needed me, if I to grab me or to hold my hand or to help her or whatever, she knew I was there if she needed me. And when we walked across that finish line, the look that was on her face, I knew it was worth it. I'm looking at you and I'm saying to you today, not about getting there first. You may have people in your life that's struggling, that's having a hard time getting to the finish line, get through some of the obstacles. Some of the obstacles were hard. They just might need a little shove or a little handout. I'm just saying to you today, walk with them. Be there for them. Don't feel like you got to run ahead of them because they may need you. Two ladies came up to me. I was up to my waist in mud here. And I lost my balance. And I went down this way, and there's nothing to push on, okay, because it's mud. Two ladies, I didn't even know them, came up behind me, lifted my arms, went on. I was fine, I was back on my feet. That's all I'm saying, is just be there for people. I've been doing some study, and this is the end. I've been doing some study on the potter's wheel. I'm not going to preach it this morning, I know I don't have time. But I came across this picture. This picture means a lot to me. I've carried this picture around my iPad for a few years. See what it means? They make these pictures, and when they're broken, they don't throw them away. Can everybody see them? They don't throw them away because they're broken. They take gold and they put in through the seams and they repair them with gold. Because why? They're all the more beautiful and valuable because they've been repaired with gold. If you've been broken in this room today, I want you to know God has not thrown you away. As a matter of fact, you are so valuable to Him because you've been broken. And He wants to use your story for His purpose.